All right, understand this right off the get-go. Life is not a closed book. Let's talk about that. I'm going to try not to rant and rave about this just kind of cultural type principle that it seems everybody lives by, but this whole notion of, cheat sheets, the word cheat sheet implies that, well, you're cheating, right? You're scamming the system. And that's just not true, especially in the world of trading. For you new people out there, hence why it's in the category of Trading 101, please understand that this is not the culture that you've been raised in terms of you got to study, you got to learn. I don't have any problem with that. Yes, you have to study, you have to learn. But what do you do when you go to a test? Vast majority of the time, you have to close the books, put all your notes away, closed book test, right? Closed book exam. But college professor once said this, and it was just kind of like I love this guy. You are absolutely right. And he said, no, look, in my class, everything's open book. You can use whatever you want. But his logic was because life is not a closed book. When you get out there, I majored in engineering. When you get out there as an engineer, I assure you your boss is going to say, now figure out this problem, but you cannot use any other resources. This is a closed book problem. And that's so true. And that happens with anywhere in life. Nowhere in life is something closed book. You can do whatever needs to be done in order to make your life more efficient. And that's why I would make the argument that everything in school, everything should always be open book. Because if anything, it's going to teach you how to be very time efficient. Now, if you don't study anything at all, and then you're trying to do a test while everything's open book, you're still going to do terrible, right? Because you're not going to be able to get through the material time efficiently. You're going to run out of time. But at least having everything open, open book is going to help you be more effective in terms of just going about a process, going about finding a solution in a very more streamlined type of way. So what does this have to do with trading? Well, again, trading, like any other career path, is not a closed book. There's so much stuff out there, especially in the world of charts and learning technical analysis, where, okay, you have that pattern, you have these candlesticks, or, in the world of fundamental analysis, okay, you have PE ratios and you have cash flow statements and you have, forward earnings and, ting dada wada wada bing bang. You have all sorts of stuff. And then people are like, and you get the impression like, wait, chill out. So again, as a new person, or I should say as a new trader, since this is Trading 101 category, please understand cheat sheets are great. Sticky notes are a great thing that you should be using and always be using in your trader as you progress. Now, of course, I firmly believe that you should invest in your education. If you want to invest in my courses, that'd be great. But if somebody else's courses, that's cool too. But after you get through that education, it is not a closed book. It's not like, okay, I took Clay's courses and now I just got to start to trade and here we go. No, that's not how it works. A cheat sheet is a great thing. And I just want to give you some ideas of things that I use, that I've seen other members use, that are really just things that you should have in front of you as you trade. It's an open book test. Every single day when you're trading, nothing should be closed book. You should use whatever you want. Now, again, that doesn't mean, okay, well, I'm going to trade and I'm going to have this big old book in front of me, so I'm going to have to flip through pages, and that's not how it works. But remember, we want to be efficient with our time, but some friendly reminders, some again, I can't say now they call them cheat sheets because it implies like you're breaking rules of the system, but it's some few things here, just quotes. Maybe you have a great motivational quote that can serve as hey, focus on that. Another thing, a reminder. A reminder of what? Well, maybe a bad experience. As you get more and more trading, yeah, we all make screw-ups. So maybe reference that, some sort of bad experience. Maybe all you have to do is just throw up a ticker symbol. So I don't know, let's just say on Apple you did something really, really stupid and you broke a bunch of rules and something. So maybe on the sticky note it just says AAPL. And that's all you need because it was such a bad experience. Another thing, just your rules. I mean, what are the rules? What are the things that you were focused on? It's not like you have to memorize them. There is no need to memorize a list of rules. Something that, do this here, do that. No, write them down. Put them on a sticky note. Put them on a little cheat sheet. It doesn't have to be a little small sticky note. I mean, it can be something bigger. Again, You can't just have the textbook sitting there and just, okay, I got to do, that's not how trading works. But friendly little reminders, friendly little, just cheat sheets. So rules, just keep you focused on the things that you should be focused on. And then for those of us in the world of charts, so technical analysis, I can't stand the people that think that they need to have all this stuff memorized. But the big thing is patterns, and we actually have an awesome cheat sheet as a part of our private trading community that has all the patterns on it that just serve as a friendly reminder. It's not like, now you should know the patterns. You should know the psychology behind them. But if you're, all right, what's the difference between that one and that one? Instead of sitting there and going, what is the difference? Look at your cheat sheet. Oh yeah, boom, 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 got it. Okay, friendly reminder. And this is all happening in seconds within your mind. Oh yeah, that's what the difference is. Therefore, that's what that means looking at the actual trade. Okay. And it just makes life so much better. Now, flipping through a page, all right, let me read all about it here. That's not cheating. That's not time efficiency. But just looking at a pattern, having them all there. Like I said, we have an awesome one in the community. But the person made it up and they share it with everybody else. And it's very snap, 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 to the point. If you understand the pattern, if you know the patterns, like I said, know the patterns. Knowing being defined as understanding the psychology behind them. Not memorized all the patterns. You don't have to memorize a bunch of patterns. You need to know, you need to understand the psychology, what they're representing. But as far as memorizing every single one with what they look like and what they're called, that's what cheat sheets are for. So just be aware of that. And there's other things you can do on your cheat sheet. These are just more of the main ones that I've seen people use, that I use. And as you get out there, as you study, as you learn, as you get involved in the market, go about it understanding that, yes, life is an open book. Yes, everything is open, especially trading. So take advantage of it and just make life as easy as possible. So cheat sheets are definitely a good thing in the world of trading, and definitely something that I would highly encourage you to implement into your strategy as you grow as a trader.